if I told you that right now, right beneath your feet, Newcastle upon Tyne is quietly transforming street by street, brick by brick. Welcome back to your fortnightly Newcastle construction and restoration update, where we visit all the usual spots, uncover what's changed and track the progress shaping the future of the city. Also this week, we'll be checking in on the progress of the Northumberland Street pavement improvement works to see if they met their deadline for to be finished by the end of April this year. What you're about to see is 2 weeks of construction that looks more like 2 months. Steel frames shooting into the sky, lift cores appearing almost overnight, an entire students' accommodation site transforming at an unbelievable pace. We're back at Castle Leazes, the brand new students' accommodation development for Newcastle University. First up, the steelwork, and honestly, this is where transformation really hits. It's just 2 weeks. The amount of steel that has gone up across the site is staggering. Entire sections of the structure are now visible, giving us a real sense of the building scale and layout. This is the kind of progress that shows just how fast modern construction can move once the groundwork is in place. Now, let's talk about the lift cores, because these are key to understanding the structure. You can now clearly see that 6 of the main lift shafts are fully complete. These cores are essentially the backbone of buildings, providing structural stability and housing the lifts and stairwells. Looking further across the site, lift shafts 7 and 8 are already underway, currently in the early stages of construction. And interestingly, in other areas, we're starting to see even more core structures emerging from the ground. So the big question is, just how many of these shafts are we going to see by the time this project is complete? Alongside the steelwork, there's also been major progress with concrete construction. Multiple concrete walls have now been formed across the site, adding to the overall framework and giving more definition to the buildings. At the back of the site, there's also ongoing foundation work, and once again, it looks like more lift cores could soon rise from these areas. It's a constant cycle of foundations, cores, steel, and then upwards. When you step back and take it all in, what stands out most is the pace. This isn't slow progress. This is rapid, large-scale transformation happening in real time, and it's only going to get more impressive from here. What a difference just 2 weeks can make. Scaffolding disappearing, brickwork rising, and this students' accommodation project is finally starting to reveal its true shape. So starting as usual at the front of the building, at first glance things might look pretty similar to the last update, but look a little closer. Those prefabricated concrete blocks we spotted stacked around the back in previous videos, they're now fully installed along the front facade, and just above the entrance you can see electrical cables now in place, another clear sign that the internal systems are moving forward. Looking through the openings, we can also see ducting and a fire sprinkling systems installed. These are the details that tell us the project is moving beyond just structure and into functionality. The structure being built between the old Georgian building and the new build has also made solid progress. More panels are fitted, more windows are in. It's really starting to come together now. This part of the build is especially interesting because it blends modern construction with historic surroundings, something that always adds complexity to a project like this. Now, moving around to the back, and honestly, this is where the biggest transformation has happened. What a difference 2 weeks makes. The scaffolding has mostly been removed, giving us a much clearer look at the completed brickwork. And just like the front, those prefabricated concrete blocks have been fitted along this facade. Up at the top, there's still visible work happening along one of the corridors, so we're not quite finished yet. And something you might recognise from previous updates. Those pallets of materials are still here, waiting to be used. Not everything moves as quickly as the main structure. Along the bottom you can see plenty of electrical cables hanging from the walls, and the brickwork we've been watching rise over the past few weeks still isn't fully complete. But look closely, you can even spot a plumb line in place, which shows that work is actively ongoing and being carefully aligned. Finally, around on the Leazes Park Road side of the site, it's mostly covered in scaffolding, but you can see brickwork hasn't quite reached the top of the structure yet. This side still has some catching up to do, but the progress overall is undeniable. It's always fascinating watching a project like this evolve, week by week, layer by layer. From exposed frameworks to detailed finishes, we're now entering the stage where everything starts to feel real. And if the last 2 weeks are anything to go by, the next couple could bring even bigger changes. We're now heading back to Pottery Lane to uncover what's changed and what hasn't, some big progress and a few surprises, and a couple of things still left unfinished. Let's take a closer look. We're starting up here on the Redgip Bridge to get that all-important overview from above. From this angle, the back of the site, well, it doesn't look like much has changed since the last update, but as always, things aren't always what they seem from a distance, so let's move in for a closer look. Looking more closely, now you can see that all the panels are still missing beneath some of the windows along the end of the building. That said, the panels along the side have all been completed since our last visit, so there's a definite progress happening, just not evenly across all areas. Now focusing on the highest part of the building, peeking through the scaffolding reveals something important. There's still brickwork left to be completed. So while parts of the structure are nearing completion, the top levels are clearly still a work in progress. Moving down to Pottery Lane itself, things get a lot busier. Across the front of the site, there's widespread building materials waiting to be used. You'll also notice pallets of plasterboard stacked up and ready, clear signs that interior work is ramping up. Now, let's take a look at what I'm calling Building 1. A significant amount of scaffolding has been removed here, and that reveals something encouraging, a lot more completed brickwork than we've seen before. And if you look carefully through the remaining scaffolding gaps, you can actually see internal walls already in place. These have been built using metal frames with insulation packed in, so interior construction is well underway. And again, along the top, where they have removed the scaffolding, there's just a small amount of metal edging still needs to be completed. This part is clearly getting close to its finished exterior look. At the far end of the site, remember that prefabricated wall we saw a few updates ago? Well, that's now starting to be covered in brickwork, blending it seamlessly into the rest of the structure. A nice bit of visible progress here. And finally, one detail that hasn't changed much, the trench for the electrical feed is still open and hasn't been filled in yet. It's a small detail, but an important one to keep an eye on in future updates. So overall, we're seeing steady progress across the site, more exposed brickwork, interior structures going up and scaffolding gradually coming down. But at the same time, there are still unfinished elements, reminding us there's more work ahead. Now, we're heading down to Carlisle Square and taking a closer look at the Pilgrim Place development. It's been just 2 weeks since our last visit, so let's see what's changed. The first big difference is right here at the lower end of the site. Panels have now been fitted, giving us a clear sense of how the building's exterior is coming together. And along the base, scaffolding platforms have been erected, another sign that work is moving steadily forward. Let's take a look inside. Straight away, you can see internal walls really starting to take shape. Areas that were once open are now being defined into rooms and spaces. Look up and there's another key update. insulation has been fitted into the ceiling. If you remember from the last update, this was stacked on pallets. Now it's in place. Move a little further up. It's the same story and more of the same. Insulation installed and significant amount of pipework now running throughout the structure. And also in this area, we've got the first few panels starting to go on the exterior. Another step forward to completion. Around on Warsack Street side, there's been notable progress too. Since our last visit, many more window frames and glass panels have been installed. The building is really starting to close in now, giving it a better idea of its final appearance. Around the back, we're seeing similar progress on the same story. More windows fitted and more glass panels going into place. And just a little further down, on the adjacent building, some of the steelwork has now been painted white, adding a clearer, more finished look. Take a peek inside here, and once again, you'll notice a big jump forward. Many more internal walls have been completed since the last update. What's really striking is how quickly this site is evolving. In just 2 weeks, we've gone from materials being delivered and stacked to seeing them fully integrated into the structure. It's that constant, steady progress that turns a construction site into a finished development, and we're watching this happen step by step. So here we are once again at the site of the new North East Space Skills and Technology Centre. From the front, fins actually look pretty familiar. At first glance, you might think not much has changed since the last time we were here, and in a way, you'd be right. That's because most of the work right now is happening inside the building. If you look closely towards the top of the building, you'll notice some new panels have been installed. These are nearly complete now, with just a small section left to finish. But it's a clear sign that the exterior is nearing its final stages. Now here is where things get interesting, and this is probably the biggest visual change since our last visit. The crane is gone. For months that crane has been a constant feature of the site, towering above the structure and symbolising the heavy lifting phase of construction. Its removal marks a significant milestone. It tells us that the major structural work is complete and the project is moving into its final phases. And when you step back and think about it, this is more than just another university building. This centre is set to play a key role in developing space-related skills right here in the North East, helping train the next generation of engineers, scientists and innovators. Is Northumberland Street finally nearing completion? Starting at the top beside Haymarket, things are looking really good here. Most of the pavement improvement works are now complete, clean, open and already looking like the finished project. This section gives us a glimpse of what the entire street should eventually look like. As we move a little further down, you can see there's still a fairly large section to finish. That said, it doesn't look too far off now. Progress is steady and it feels like this stretch could be wrapped up soon. One big update, the Pilgrim pole is now also installed. A small detail, but it adds real sense that the project is moving to its final stages. Now, just opposite Northumberland Road, it's a completely different story. There is still a lot of brickwork to complete here, and this section clearly needs more time compared to the rest. Heading towards the middle of the street, things improve again. Most of the work is done, and it's mainly just barriers around the trees that need to be removed. Once those are gone, this part will feel fully open. As we approach the bottom end, there are some big completed sections now. You can really see the transformation taking shape here. But right at the very bottom, we hit another delay point. There are still two quite large areas in the early stages of work, and these could be the sections that hold everything up. So yes, it's safe to say we've definitely missed that April completion date. The big question now is, can it actually be finished in May? What do you think? Will Northumberland Street finally be completed this month? Or are we looking at another delay? Drop your thoughts in the comment below. I'd love to hear your predictions. And that brings us to the end of this update. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a comment with your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think about the projects we've covered today. And don't forget to give the video a massive thumbs up because it really helps the channel grow. If you've not already done so, please consider subscribing to 55 Degrees North and hit that bell notification for when I release more videos. A massive thank you for watching. I will see you next time, right here on 55 Degrees North.